Hi, beautiful souls. This is Dr. My Angel signing on for a literal quick reading. So I was guided by my ascending masters and my ancestors and my archangels to deliver this message full throttle. So here we go. The number 555. If you are seeing that number, it is a huge sign of transformation. When I was going through my awakening as a twin flame and ascending to the highest elevation of consciousness that literally scared me, like Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Jason all put together in one scared me because I realized that I catapulted from my soul on that particular day, and I'll tell you why. So the number 555, when I started to see the number 555, I started to see it on the back of license plates, and then I seen it on the clock, obviously, and then I would see it on receipts. And at the time, I was working on my doctorate and very much secluded from the world. I was going within. I was in a deep state of meditation. No drugs, no alcohol, no marijuana. Just really cutting myself off from the physical world. And I did a great job at it. And went on a water fast around that time, I believe. And so initially I started to hear like high-pitched sounds in my ear that sounded like beep. It's what I heard. And then I started to see lights. But I think the scariest thing around that time is that I had a dream of me being on a ship. It was like I was taking a ride on a plane. And when I was on the plane, I was being lifted to another realm. Now, mind you, we've all heard of sleep paralysis. I'm sorry if I said the word wrong. And we've all heard of like vivid dreams, but this was like no other. I really honestly thought when I was dreaming, couldn't believe I was so involved in my dream. And as I was on the ship, we were going to a galaxy, and I felt rather comfortable on the ship. And then I couldn't see the people who were talking to me, but I guess you would equate this person to like a airline steward. And they said to me, "Are you ready to go?" And I said, "Sure, I'm ready to go. Let's go." So we started to travel, and as we lifted away, I felt uncomfortable. And I'm like, whoa, this is really far from Earth. And, I was greeted by someone I was dating at the time. It was really weird. And we were discussing he was like, "Hey, I'm so glad to see you." And I'm like, "Where are we?" And he was like, "Where are we? We're in another dimension. What are you talking about? Where are we? We're here." And then I was like, "But I want to go back home." And they said to me, "She's not ready yet." I have chills right now, recollecting that. I then came back into my physical body, and I remember just sitting there, and I'm like, I want to get up right now. I want to wake up. And who are you all? That was my first experience beyond the physical realm. And I'll never forget it. So, 555 is a major number because after that, I went on a date shortly after that. And I was just, very naive, didn't really know much about Ascension at the time. And when I went on a date, We were sitting there. I had like one drink. So no, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I was completely sober. And the person I was sitting with, we were talking about just like elevation and numbers and signs and synchronicities and how I was awakening. And, he was very spiritual. And so when the bill came at the end of the night, the bill was 5, 5, 5, 5, $55.55. I was shocked and amazed. I ran out of, I know he thought I was crazy because I ran out of the restaurant and headed towards my car. I was in New York City, by the way. And when I entered the New York City, there was like a smog of air. New York City is highly polluted. But then I seen a wormhole. A wormhole, like the energy had completely folded before my eyes. Now that shit was scary. My date looked at me and I looked at him. I said, I gotta go. He said, I understand. He said, do you need me to walk you to your car? I was like, sure. Can you walk me to my car? Walked to my car and I dropped him off at the closest subway station because I'm literally freaking the fuck out at this point in time. And I am driving and I said, I gotta pull over because it felt like I was high, but I promised before God, completely sober. And I pulled over because I heard that high pitched sound again. Beep. I pulled over, and when I pulled over, before me was a license plate that read 555 New York City taxi cab. At that point, I fucking freaked out. I called my sister, I hopped on the phone with her, and I said, I think I'm going insane. You need to come over here right now. She's all the way in Chicago at that time. I'm like, you need to come over here right now. Lock me up in the loony bin because, I said my sister's name. She's a doctor as well. And I was like, I need medical attention. And then I called a very good friend of mine and I said, what is going on? My sister thought I was hyperventilating and I was just hyperventilating and just to take some time out and just relax. I called another good friend of mine and he said to me, what you're seeing, you're just entering another realm. And he said that like very innocently. And I'm like, he's like, I used to see that stuff all the time when I was a kid. And that's when I knew, guys, that this was no joke. This awakening is no joke. And I am very special, just like you are. And if you are resonating with this video, if you get it, please like and subscribe, comment. So I know I'm not alone. And thank you for being a part of this journey. And thank you for sharing your story. Share your story. Please share your story. I think that people want to hear it. Okay? So with that being said, love and light, many blessings. You are Earth Angel. You are beautiful. You are a healer. And you are God's Earth Angel. Please take care of yourself and others. Peace.